Hello, listeners to the War Table. I'm Bass,
I'm Zach.
and today we've got, admittedly, a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
This is our as
plenty of
weekly
stuff
as we
watching
can
cards.
manage podcast about
Yeah,
Flesh and Blood.
yeah, the Flesh and Blood
Uh,
TCG, and there is plenty of announcements this week for.
there's a lot to talk about. So obviously, we're gonna start off simple. We're gonna
Yeah,
start off easy, not a lot to chew on,
yeah,
and we're gonna get to it. We've gotten a lot of spoilers for Rosetta, and I mean like a
oh
lot,
yeah,
a lot. We've gotten, admittedly we didn't get a chance to, I don't know if we talked about it or if we had a chance to talk about it, but we've got the new Aurora, not Aurora, bloody hell, I'm already all over the joint, aren't
yeah,
I? We've got the new Verdance weapon, Staff of Verdant Roots, Shoots, not Roots, god damn, I'm everywhere, aren't
yeah. Love it.
Once per turn action, pay 3, amp
Amp
1,
one.
go again. When one or more Earth cards are pitched this way, the next time you deal arcane damage this turn, create an embodiment of Earth token. I think that's
Yeah,
telling us something big. I think that's telling me all I need to know.
I
Verdance is going to be a fatigue wizard.
yeah, and Vedanta,
She's going to be a fatigue wizard.
she's gonna play on her own turn too.
She's going to play on her own turn. She's going to be a fatigue wizard.
I
I
don't.
think she's.
I think it's gonna be one of the first wizards in a while that doesn't need stormies.
I would tend to agree.
I think it's gonna be essentially just playing on your own turn for once.
Yeah, I think she's fully gonna. I mean, 40 health for a wizard is nuts.
Yeah,
We see that her big thing is gain one, gain one, gain one. So it seems like she's really gonna be like a chip damage deck.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Agreed.
She's gonna be I'm gonna whittle you down slowly.
Yes, because Embodiment of Earth token, it's an action that can't be done on the opponent's turn. It's definitely gonna be a.
Yeah, I fully believe she's going to be full fatigue build.
Yeah, I don't know if she'll be fatigue. I'm not sure on that yet
Oh,
personally, but either way, she's not gonna be on the opponent's turn. I'm confident of that.
no. Not by the looks of it. All of her stuff seems to be actions, and the stuff that is instants seems to be stuff that needed to be rather than
Yeah,
anything else. You want it to be, I want to play this before something else pops,
yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah. Even the Verdance spec is, an action. Basically, everything's an action for Verdance. But there's definitely we've started to see some commons and stuff in the set. We're starting to get a final like proper overview of what everything's gonna look like, which I'm happy about.
Oh yeah, I'm really interested in a lot of the cards. I mean, seeing some of them is really making me sit here and go, okay, because I'm realizing I'm gonna need a lot of these cards for Florian.
Yeah,
Gonna need a lot of decompose in the deck, I reckon, because
yeah,
I think
give
that's
me
gonna be a
balance
huge thing.
fast, yeah,
I can see a lot of the cards that we have here today being huge for a lot of different things, honestly.
yeah, I agree. But
I'm very, very interested to see all of it come together.
yeah,
Some other interesting stuff. We've seen some pretty interesting things, in my opinion. Fertile Ground. That's an Earth instant, which at base does gain 2 life, but if there are 4 or more Earth cards in your banished zone, instead gain 5. That's in the red. It goes down to the blue, but it does not change the gain 2. It's always gain 2. It's just whether it's gain 5, 4, or 3.
that's gonna be solid for Verdance.
Oh, Verdance is gonna love that.
Yeah,
I'm
but
seeing lots of things that Verdance is gonna be like kind of
yeah,
foaming at the
big
mouth
fan of,
over.
yeah.
Mm.
But I think some of the new equipment's interesting myself.
We've not sadly seen anywhere near as much as I'd like to,
Yeah,
because
I
we've seen what Helm of Lignum Vitae. I may mispronounce that to hell and back. And we've seen Well Grounded for Earth,
you,
which are both fatiguey things again.
yeah. You may not expect this, but I'm actually a big fan of Rune Hold Release and the Forward Focus one, the Hold Focus.
Nah, forward focus. It's a
Yeah.
car.
Yeah. No, I'm actually a big
Um,
fan of both of them because I know there's Metacarpus and Vexing Quillhand. Both
Hmm.
of them have majestic alternatives, but
I think it's a good idea.
yeah, I I know a lot of people don't necessarily agree with me on this, but I actually really don't mind the idea of, what's the word? I love the idea of commons that can fill the spot of even just majestics.
Oh yeah,
It
it's
makes
good. I like it.
it makes budget decks as well as beginner decks so much easier to get.
Yeah,
Like Runehold Release, for those who, yeah, especially because Vexing, what set's Vexing in? It's in Everfest, isn't it?
Everfest. Yeah,
Which isn't in print. It'll make it so much easier for new players to build a Rune Blade, because apart from
Vexing Quillhand. There's kind of only Grasp is the other good option.
yeah, and for Wizard it's it's pretty
Sort
much
of
just
Metacarpus or nothing.
Metacarpus. Yeah.
It's Metacarpus or nothing, sadly. Which
So,
is why some of those cards are so expensive, is because they're cards that you don't get an option on. It's why Scabbies is still, despite a lot of people agreeing, hey, I'm not huge on Scab skins. I use Scabbies 9 times out of 10 because it's a 2-block battle worn.
yeah.
And sometimes it can be really clutch to roll a 6 on.
Yeah.
If there was a different option, I would almost guaranteed to be running that instead, unless it was just objectively way worse.
Yeah, even if it was Majestic, if it was just a more reliable option, then
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, that's why a lot of people are running, like, a lot of different things. Like,
yeah.
Goliath Gauntlets is still one of the most played cards in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
A common.
Exactly. But
But some cards are just so expensive because there's no alternative.
yeah. Also, I'm scared of the fact that we haven't seen AB.
Oh, well, just remember, we've just come out of spoiler season.
Yeah.
Admittedly, there's a lot that's not been spoiled,
There's
but
also a lot of
the world premiere is coming out soon.
I don't think there's going to be any AB in deck, like in set, which is annoying. But I'm not too fussed about it. But
I've just realised something.
Mm.
One, I forgot to do the February scavenger hunt, quote unquote.
Oh damn, Sam.
But I'm just looking at it right now.
Yeah.
It's it's a crossword. It's just a crossword.
The scavenger hunt.
Yeah, it's not a scavenger hunt. It's just a crossword.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah,
It's not what I would have expected, but fair enough. Oh.
I'm just really kind of baffled. Admittedly, I'm sort of sat here like, huh?
A little disappointing, but
Yeah, I'm not. Look, maybe it's because I'm not a massive.
yeah.
You know, I'm not huge on scavenger hunt. I'm huge on the scavenger hunts. I'm not really huge on crosswords, but this is a little bit mediocre. I might leave that for after the.
Yeah, after the podcast.
I imagine it's already been done. I imagine it's already been
solved.
spoiled.
But just with what I was saying, I don't think there's going to be any AB. There's a lot of in-deck prevent as well as equipment prevent one.
Oh yeah.
But I honestly think that the pre-release event for this set is essentially just going to be slugging matches of Arcane.
I at this stage would agree.
Yeah.
It does seem to be. Yeah, you are correct.
Even with Rosetta Macro, it's... What's the word? I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, it's hard to gauge at the second.
Yeah.
It's not something we have any information on yet, sadly. We're going to have to just wait and see, I think.
Yeah. But I think there's been plenty of commons and stuff announced, but I think that's most of the interesting ones kind of covered, isn't it?
There's sort of the biggest things to note, really. There's not really been any more Majestics revealed.
We've just gotten a bunch
There's
of commons.
not... Yeah, we're sadly not in a position in which...
Yeah.
we can sort of turn around and go, hibbity hey, hibbity he.
Here's a bunch of
We have
cards
everything in
for
front of us.
Yeah.
Like, the most we really have, sadly, is sort of the, some of the Earth cards, some of the Lightning cards, they're around, but there's too much to talk about in one podcast episode, sadly.
Yeah.
I do really recommend that anyone that's really interested to go look at the February spoiler page for Rosetta, because there is a lot there. There is a fair few reprints, admittedly. That's something that more than just me has noted. We've gotten reprints on Aether Quickening. We've gotten reprints on Oath of the Arknight, on Meet and Greet. I believe there was one more we've gotten a reprint on. Heaven's Claws and Lightning Surge are also reprinted.
Autumn's Touch.
Autumn's Touch. There's been more than a small amount of reprints, but I think that at this stage, Flesh and Blood's been going on for a while. If the card pool gets too big, people forget 90% of it.
Yeah.
Because if you can make and make and make, sometimes you're never going to be able to make a card as good as the original.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just the fact of it.
Yes, for sure.
I think that's all we really have to talk about in terms of Rosetta spoilers.
But
Post Rosetta spoilers, we have something that I'm very, very keen on. Yes. That being the -IO Armory deck.
Yeah.
A lot of people are very, very shocked that -IO was the next hero to get one. I know that we definitely weren't. I was honestly expecting there to be like a ninja, or I guess they can't really give much to ninja though, sadly, because of Zen's existence, which we can talk more about later.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll talk about soon.
There's been a lot of things that I was expecting a Guardian, honestly. I wouldn't have been shocked if there had been some form of Guardian.
Oh, I'm not sure about Guardian myself, just because of the Mastery Pack coming out later.
Yeah, but I'm not expecting it, but I wouldn't have been shocked. Yeah. Is sort of my way of thinking on that. I wouldn't have been surprised if there was a Warrior. I was really expecting a Warrior, to be honest.
Yeah, the only thing is we have Bolton.
Yeah, but Bolton's a light warrior, and so he plays very differently traditional warrior.
Yeah, I guess, Bolton's not a real warrior.
He's not a real warrior, just like Levia's not a real brute.
Yeah.
Just like Zen's not a real ninja.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on.
Hey, Zen is not a ninja in my books. He might play the game like a ninja, but he's a facade.
Oh my god.
If you can't tell, I really don't like Zen.
Clearly. But, I think, we've already gotten some spoilers for the -IO, the Dio.
Dio.
Was it? Actually, it's IO, which would go down to Dio pronunciation, but anyway, there's a slash.
I'm pulling up Google.
Yeah, there's a slash. But what's it called? Yeah, because an IO is terminology in computers and tech, and then dash if we want to get rid of the ash, and then keep the IO as it is. It's Dio. But technically, if anything, it would be DIO. But
I've just put it through Google. It's saying Dio.
Is there the slash?
What do you mean, the slash?
Look at Dash's name. It's IO. Like I/O.
I know it's sure, but at the same time, that's not what people call her.
Oh my god! Then you can't pull up Google.
In your words, respectfully, you're wrong.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Either way, moving away from debating about her name, Dio has. We've already seen 4 spoiled cards for her.
Yes.
We've gotten mechanologist equipment for the head, which is heavy industry surveillance. When this ends, you may banish the top card of your deck. If it's a mechanologist card, this gets +1 until the end of turn. Yes. It is a 1 temperate base.
It's niche, but goddamn, is Dardadol gonna love that?
Dardadol's gonna love that. I can see Max decks running it. I can see nearly any mech that's going into like a Guardian or anything like that running it.
Maybe sideboard it on a Max, but yeah.
I can see it working.
Yeah. Yeah, so can I. Then it depends what type of Max you're building, but
true.
But then there's also heavy industry gear shift. which is battle worn 1 block. Destroy this. Banish top 2 cards of your deck. Gain 1 action point for each mechanologist card banished this way. Again, Data Doll is gonna love it.
Data Doll will love that. I think -IO will love that.
Yes.
Sadly, you don't get to, instant between the banishing of the cards. But sometimes you just need to turn around and go, well, I've got to, get past that Tome of Fiendal on the top of my deck. Oh wait, we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
We've got Fast and Furious, which is a red 0 cost, 3 damage, 3 block boost card that has, if you've cranked this turn, this gets +1. And when this is banished from boosting, put a steam counter on an item you control with crank.
I love that so much.
That's going into any deck that has a lot of crank.
That's going into any deck that's basically got items. Every
not all of them. Not all of them. Like I don't see Dash running, like OG Dash running it in any format. Just because she doesn't run many items with crank.
Yeah.
But red 0 cost, 3 damage, 3 block.
Yeah.
Can never complain about another 0 cost boost card, I think is the biggest thing.
Max Nitro will love it, Dio will love it, some Teklos will love it.
Data Doll will love it.
Yes. But that one's a basic enough. Cerebellum Processor.
This is an interesting one to me.
0 cost blue, action item, no defense or anything. Crank. This enters the arena with 2 steam counters at the start of your turn. Destroy this unless you remove a steam counter from it. Once per turn action, draw a card.
0 cost to draw a card as well. I can see that being an auto-include for Dio.
Yeah.
With some other things that we'll talk about that will be important to note.
Yes.
Card draw is seeming to be becoming a bit of a luxury for some mechanologists.
Yes, for sure. So,
there's not really that much to talk about, sadly, with the Dio Armory deck. We've only seen 4 cards so far. Rosetta's sort of been overshadowing it a little bit.
Yeah, and it's not set to come out till after Rosetta, is it?
That is a good question. I could not tell you off the top of my head.
I'm pretty sure it comes out after Rosetta, not by much, but after Rosetta. But
well, let's have a gander, shall we?
Yeah.
Helps if I can spell. Dash Armory deck is coming out October 18th. So a while after Rosetta.
A fair bit.
Because Rosetta's not that far away, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty much,
Because what, Rosetta is coming in mid-September. That's only like 2 weeks away, isn't it?
I think so, actually, yeah.
Rosetta. I didn't want February, I just want Fab. Rosetta is coming out on September 20th. So as of filming, it is 15 days away.
Crikey. Okay, so yeah,
It's about 2 weeks away.
Yeah, it's really not far. Okay, fair enough.
When's the pre-release?
I'm gonna check that after the podcast.
I just had that thought. Pre-release is the 13th to the 16th.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so that's fine. I got really worried for a minute there.
Yeah.
I thought I was not going to have the money for that, but that'll be next week.
Yeah, it'll be pretty
as of filming this?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm praying that I will have the time and money to go.
Yeah.
Yay! Because this is a set I'm actually really after.
Yeah, I was going to say, I half forgot about that.
So did I, honestly. Sadly, there's been a lot of other stuff going on within Flesh and Blood. With one of those things being the Banhammer has hit hard.
Yes.
So, Flesh and Blood
has
started talking a lot more about their development and design principles and philosophies for the coming year.
Before we get too far into this one, do you mind if we talk about the skirmish bans first? Because they'll be quicker and they happen first.
Yeah, sure. We can talk about who LL'd.
Yeah, we've got some Blitz LLs already from the Season 9 skirmish. Zen has already gone before the
Oh,
skirmish has even
Zen
done.
disappeared. Zen was here and gone like nobody's business for Blitz,
Yeah.
which I think no one's too upset about.
Yeah.
But
We've also got...
sadly,
Yeah.
oh, Dash is also gone. For those that have been watching,
Yeah.
I've been playing a bit of Dash for a bit now. I really enjoyed playing her, but gone before her time. Not really. She was one of the most dominant decks in the meta
Yeah, it was time for her
forever.
to go, but...
And then one that I didn't expect to disappear this week, but maybe next. I wasn't expecting her to disappear as of like the last one, but Briar.
Yeah.
I was expecting her to last. I was expecting her to go the moment Zen was gone.
I'm not surprised, but I do think it is a good thing she's gone before Rosetta.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say she went quick.
Mm.
Oh well. But we've lost Briar, who we've lost Rosetta Thorn, thank God.
Thank God. Good goddamn riddance.
Yeah. We've lost... What else have we lost?
With Dash disappearing, we've lost Hecloplasma Pistol.
Which...
Hurts some people bad.
That hurts some people
Dart
worse
at all.
than others, but...
That hurts Dart at all.
Yes,
quite a lot.
quite severely. No, I don't know how many people are out there playing Dart but it is still a
Hey.
Yeah, I know
Don't go
we know
dissing
one.
Dart at all. She actually has more points than Enigma and Enigma New Moon.
Crikey, fair enough.
Sorry, she has the same amount of points.
Okay.
She has more points than Bravant and Kassai, actually.
Yeah, how much longer has she had to get those points?
We don't talk about it.
Yeah. But, we've also got a few bans around the corner.
Oh, sadly, I think you're right. I think Rhinar is
It's
hard on the chopping block.
We've still got week 3, and Rhinar is like 34 points off.
32.
32. Yeah, truthfully, I don't see a world he doesn't go.
I think that he might, but I'm not certain, and I've got reason for that. Victor was the best deck into Zen, or at least one of the best decks in Blitz.
Yes.
Rhinar is one of the best decks into Victor.
Yes.
With there being less Zens, I see there being less Victors, which means that Rhinar will have a harder time in the matchups.
Yes.
But if there's still a lot of Victors floating around, I fully believe that Rhinar is cooked. Rhinar's not staying around any longer than that.
Yeah. And while, admittedly, I myself am not set on this, I hate to say it, I reckon there's a chance Victor goes.
Oh yeah, I think he might be up there.
I don't think Victor... I reckon Rhinar goes before Victor.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's going to be enough points available in week 3 for him to go. I think
Well, he's on 385, so he's got to get 115.
If he survives, he's going to survive by the nick of his teeth.
Oh, he's going to... If he gets through week 3, he's getting through by the skin of his teeth, absolutely.
Yeah. But I reckon there's a good chance they both go. And while not looking to be banned, there have been some other high contenders recently. Blaze has gone really well.
Blaze is, in my opinion, pretty goddamn scary.
I also think that people just weren't ready for Blaze yet.
Oh yeah,
I
don't think anyone was ready for her to exist immediately after the first week. Because she's got 135 points in 2 weeks. Not even.
Yeah, exactly. People just weren't ready for her. But
people were expecting Emperor, not Blaze.
Yeah, exactly. Which Emperor still did decent, he got 5.
He's gotten 30 points this season.
Yeah. I don't think we've got any massive outstanders, though.
Besides Victor with 305 in this season.
Yeah.
Rhino with 175 in a season's pretty cool, pretty good. KO has shot up since we last saw, with 120 points in the skirmish season.
Yeah.
But not really anyone that's scary beyond that. KO's gotten 120, Victor's gotten 305, Blaze has gotten 135, Rhino's gotten 175 in the season. I think Victor is on the chopping block, 100%.
Yeah, I reckon my prediction is at the end of week 3, both Victor and Rhino go.
Yeah.
But
which will mean from one skirmish season, we will be down 5 heroes.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Admittedly, we haven't had any major blitz bans in a hot minute. But
Well, the last big ones were really, Kano, Kasai, old Kasai, admittedly, and Ira. And then before that, it was old him, and I think Chain was similar times. Not crazy similar, but sort of. And before that, it was Viserai.
Yeah, exactly.
Granted, Viserai just kind of was screwed because he was just the best deck possible at the time, and no one was ready for it.
Yeah. But I hate to say it, I reckon. Yeah,
I do sadly think Reiner is well and truly not going to last much longer.
Yeah. But going back to what you were saying.
Oh, yeah. So, we've been hit hard by the ban hammer.
Yeah, bans and restricted announcement.
Before we get to the actual cards that have been banned, let's just look at... So, Flesh and Blood has completely... Not complete uphaul, but has done a bit of an uphaul on their development and design principles.
Yeah.
They say they want to... their design principles are to start full. They want the game to be a starting at full power and powering down through the game. They want it to reduce variance, so you can have a bit more control over how you play the game. And, if you play the longer game, you are rewarded for pitching in a certain way.
Yeah.
Making all cards count, meaning that the way that you pitch can impact the second cycle and stuff like that. Yeah. Rewarding good decisions, not good luck, which was... Who
found Art of War first? Zen
or
Zen 2?
It was effectively who found their power card first for a little bit, with Zen being in the meta. Okay. Admittedly, I think it really did just become a time for a while of... Does the Zen have an Art of War in hand or arsenal? No? Alright, I'm okay. Does the Zen have an Art of War in hand or arsenal? No? I'm okay. Oh, I lost.
Yeah, GG.
He got an Art of War that time.
Yeah.
But they've also changed some of their development principles. Or they're leaning into a little bit for the coming year of class, talent, and hero identity. They're wanting to lean more into heroes, being heroes, not just being the class, but each hero feeling properly unique, not just, sadly, as much as some of us don't like to admit it, Betsy just being Bravo, not premium.
Yeah.
They want to empower agency, curating a card pool and metagames where players have choices, things like that. Their ideal of... Admittedly, I think Flesh and Blood does this better than most other things, of victory through small advantages over and over. Talking about, again, how every single card counts in the path of victory, whether it be fatigue or just dealing more damage than the other person or big combo decks and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But we do need to talk about some of the biggest things.
Yeah.
Art of War has been banned.
In both Blitz and Classic
and
Constructed.
This is... everything I'm about to say is in Blitz and Constructed. Art of War has been completely banned. Bonds of Ancestry has been completely banned. Cash-In. Orion of Mystic Tenets. Tome of Aetherwind. Tome of Divinity. Tome of Findle. And Tome of Firebrand. There is 2 cards here that I really don't agree with being banned, and that's Cash-In and Tome of the Firebrand. Art of War, I understand, it hurts. Good God, that hurts. But necessary. So many decks just basically went, I got Art of War, I win.
Yeah.
But Cash In and Tome of the Firebrand, come on, man.
I hate to say it, I actually agree with their choice of Cash In.
I don't at all. It's not that big.
Yeah. I'm not happy about it, especially because I'm running Kasai.
But I've got to completely uphold the Olympia strategy.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's what's the word? It's 1 card for 2 if you got gold, and the amount of gold creation in new sets. Heavy Hitters, for example, has given plenty of gold generation.
I know, but at the same time, it's some heroes' only option on a good turn.
Yeah.
Admittedly, it could have been worse with Cash In.
Yeah.
Could have been, worse timed.
Yeah.
Tome of the Firebrand, I don't understand at all. I understand the reasoning behind it of it's getting easier and easier to get big chains and everything to play it out more easily and stuff, but at the same time, isn't that sort of the whole idea? Is that it's not the easiest thing to get out, but it's not completely impossible? Because it's not, at the end of the day, a 1 card for 2 or a two cards for 2. It is you have to have played 4 beforehand and have to pay 1 to get anywhere with it.
Oh, but on the other hand, though, Fi's kind of already doing that. If you're not doing that already, something's wrong.
Yeah, but a lot of decks don't do it that easily. Not having to hold an arsenal or hold a card in hand and 1 pitch to get to those 4 chain links.
Yeah.
Fi's big job and what he's good at is getting to that 4th chain link with a big, powerful card with Lava Burst or Breaking Point or anything along those lines and punishing people for letting him get there.
Yeah.
And then that's what Tome of the Firebrand was there for. It was a thing of you got to the 4th thing and then you still had an action point and you punished people for letting you get to that 4th thing. It was basically just a different rupture effect.
Yeah.
I disagree with it being banned, but they do mention with it in the comments of how things have been banned. The fact that Tome of the Firebrand isn't a problem right now, but they have kind of going as the draconic card pool grows. I think that's them hinting at the fact that they will be getting more into making some changes, getting maybe a new Volcor set. Maybe that's where we're headed to next.
Yeah.
Bonds of Ancestry, I think, needed to go.
Yes, 100%.
The card should not have been printed. Part of me is very, very saddened for Katsu.
Yeah.
Because this effectively means that he loses Dishonor as well. And I'm going to address it off rip because I've already had to have this debate 3 different times.
Yeah.
No, you cannot name another card Bonds of Ancestry to activate Dishonor with Mask of Many Faces, I believe it is. You can only name cards that are legal in the format that you are playing in.
Yes.
Meaning, the only way the Katsu can actually play Dishonor currently is in Living Legend format.
I think that's one of the first times that rule has actually been not necessarily relevant, but like majorly prevalent.
It's definitely one of the first times. It is very notably one of the only times that it has been actually important to other cards, because this effectively turns around and says, hey Katsu, you know that big powerful thing that we gave you in Outsiders that was like, if you could manage to pull it off and everything, it was like a game winner into so many decks?
None of that.
You're not allowed anymore.
Yeah.
Soz lol.
Yeah.
I fully believe Bonds of Ancestry was a mistake.
Yeah.
But I don't think Katsu should be the victim.
Yeah, the problem is that it was a mistake for Zen.
Katsu, oh no, it's always been broken. It's always been broken.
Yeah, but
it even if you're not on Zen, you can easily turn around with just Bonds and some of the basic backup cards and turn around and present a 35 damage turn.
Yeah.
Very, very easily with Bonds of Ancestry. It's just that Zen made it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Katsu can still do it. He just needs things to hit.
Yeah, true. But
Orion of Mystic Tenants, I've got to be honest with y'all, completely forgot it existed.
Yeah.
I completely forgot it existed. I don't think it was as big of an issue. I just forgot about it. To be really honest, I just completely forgot it existed.
I think it's as simple as they're trying to limit card draw.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Because some of the ones that did stick around, 3 of a Kind, Tome of Harvests, Tome of the Arknight, Tome of Imperial Flame. 3 of a Kind is because it's got its own limiter of it has to be played from Arsenal once you've played it. Tome of Harvests, because you have to have a card in Arsenal to play it. While I do think it is technically a beneficial card draw, isn't it?
It sort of depends how you play it out. Tome of Harvests was really good for managing to turn around and sort of banking on your arsenal a little bit.
Yeah.
And then turning around with it and going, okay, well, this is not useful to me anymore.
Yeah.
And throwing it away. Because it's a blue... It is... So, Tome of Harvest, just for those who aren't fully aware, is a blue 3-cost Earth action. It is a 2-block. As an additional cost to playing Tome of Harvest, put a card from your arsenal on the bottom of your deck. Draw 3 cards. So it does cost you 3 cards. 2 from hand, 1 from your arsenal.
Yeah.
What it can do, however, as some people have noted, is it can give you an opportunity to go, well, I see I've got a Tome of Harvest in hand.
Yeah.
I can hold onto it, and I can arsenal this card. Say you arsenal a defense reaction.
Yeah.
And then, if you've managed to apply enough pressure or something, they've not gotten the chance to throw it.
Yeah.
Their big attacks, and you've not needed the defense reaction.
Yeah.
Say you put... A lot of people will turn around and be like, cool, put an unmovable in arsenal.
Yeah. And then
Hold.
They can get rid of it with...
Oh.
Yeah.
They can get rid of that at sometimes brick arsenal.
Yeah.
And draw 3 cards and potentially have a really big, powerful turn.
Yeah,
and there is also Earthlore Bounty.
Yeah.
Which is what a lot of people talk about with that, is that a lot of Guardians will run Earthlore Bounty with Tome of the Harvests in their deck to, in one go, get 3 Seismic Surges.
Yeah, true.
I believe you would get 3 Seismic Surges. Let me double check Earthlore Bounty so I don't look.
But,
I don't know if it's per card you draw, or if it's just each time you
that's
draw.
why things like Sifter and Boulder.
I'm just double checking.
Fair. But Tome of Harvest has natural limiter, so just 3 of a kind, so they're fine. Tome of the Arknight has enough variants built into it, which, I kind of agree. Tome of Imperial Flame, they've already said, imposes a high deck construction burden, comes with defensive vulnerability, and most importantly, does not net cards outside of a few Phoenix Flame interactions that currently exist. But they've already said that it's possible that that'll be banned later on.
Yes.
But
Tome of the Aetherwind was another card that was banned.
Yes.
I might get burnt at the stake for this by some Wizard players. Thank God. Tome of the Aetherwind was a very, very powerful card, and I think it is very fair that it's been banned.
Yeah.
Because it is not, in my opinion, the most fair thing for a Kano to hold on. And then as you've committed, like your deck implies you to do,
yeah,
they go, hold on. Kano. Ragamuffins. Putting Tome of the Aetherwind, Tome of Aetherwind on top of my deck. Getting a blue off the top of my deck.
Yeah.
Keeping that in hand. Playing Tome of the Aetherwind after one of the Kanos resolved. Drawing another 2 cards. Would you look at that? Now all of a sudden I can fuck you up.
Yeah.
It felt shit to get hit with that.
Yeah. I personally didn't mind it, but I can see why it's going. I can see why they're all going, honestly.
Tome of Divinity I was a little bit shocked by.
Oh?
Tome of Divinity I was not... sorry, I shouldn't say I was not entirely... I was entirely shocked. But it was not the next set of cards I was expecting to be banned.
Yeah.
Tome of Divinity is a 4-cost, draw 2 cards. If a card has been put into your Hero's Solace Gen, instead draw 3. It is a light instant.
Yes.
That worked really, really well for some Bolton decks.
Yeah.
but it was mainly there for
Prism.
New Prism lately.
Yeah.
New Prism has been loving it.
Yeah.
And that's going to hurt them a
Yeah.
lot, because the Arclight Sentinel loop all of a sudden disappears.
Yeah, because it kind of... Did the Arclight Sentinel loop need time, or was it just helped by it?
It didn't need it, but it was one of those cards that it was like, this is not the, load-bearing wall, but this is one of the nails that is in that wall.
Yeah, I was gonna say...
It's sort of one of those things that it was a big structural brick for it.
Yeah,
I think it's good that it's been banned, but it was not what I was picking. Not with James I Love Prism White being at the mast.
Yeah. I don't think we lose Arclight Sentinel loop, but it'll hurt. But
I think Arclight Sentinel loop will dial down really, really hard, sadly.
Yeah.
The next one was Tome of Findle. The original Tome. The first one.
That's it. I'm about to say something controversial.
Uh-oh.
I don't hate that that's gone.
No, I fully agree. I think it was one of those cards that anyone that could get action points loved it. They sat it in their arsenal for a bit. They played out some random shit to get an extra action point, and then all of a sudden they were 4 health higher and 2 cards richer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure, it was situational, even if it was generic. But
Still. I've seen more than one Rhinar deck run it to prey on scabbies.
Yeah.
That's not a joke. I've seen multiple Rhinar decks go, I'm going to keep this in my arsenal until I roll it 4 on scabbies. And then all of a sudden I'm going to pop the hell off.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Because at times it would turn around and basically be an additional blood rush for some people.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm not upset it's gone.
No, neither am I.
I hate to say it. I'll admit, I didn't really get hit by much of this except for my Kasai. But I'm not really upset about any of these bans.
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm not huge on Art of War and Cash In and Tome of the Firebrand, because that's hitting... Art of War and Tome of the Firebrand is effectively turning around to Fine going, hey, pay me $140.
Yeah.
And Cash In is hurting Olympia really badly. I've got to try and figure out something else for him now.
Yeah. Some big bands, definitely big bands.
Yeah. But before we move any further, I do just want to, make a funny. In the comments about Tome of the Aetherwind on the Ban and Restricted announcement page, the quote is, Tome of Aetherwind sits at an awkward crossroads, where it's either unplayable by wizards that can't easily bypass the action point cost, Icelander, Verdance, Emperor, Blaze, or it's used for the purpose of doing degenerate things, Kano, Ocelio. It's hard for a card of this nature to ever occupy the middle ground of doing fair things.
Oh my God.
So they're kind of acknowledging, like, this is either completely useless for a wizard, or it's the most god-awful, hateful thing.
Yeah.
This is either a card that you don't care about being played, or you're gonna want to die.
Yeah. It does nothing or it does everything. No in between.
Pretty much.
But
there is one thing I did notice there. We have not got a crazy amount of information on what Ocelio is getting. We don't. We know that he's got some things to get action points, like Blink, maybe like Embodiment of Lightning or something, if he's really desperate to get an action point here and there.
Yeah.
But the comment specifically made
was about Ocelio with Tome of Aetherwind.
Was about Ocelio and Kano.
Yeah, with action
points. Which makes me sit there and go, Ocelio's going to play similarly to Kano, isn't he?
I think he's going to play a more chip damage. He's essentially going to be chip damage Kano in my eyes.
I don't know if I fully agree, but I'm really curious as to where he goes, because there's going to be some things that I reckon are going to really sit there and go, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, what now? Yeah.
What are you going to do with that one?
Yeah,
because... Cool, I'm really curious. I'm really, really curious.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Because playing anything as an instant
Yeah.
is going to be scary.
Yes.
I mean, we already have some ways that he's probably going to do that, like Sigil of Temporal Manipulation, things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm really, really curious as to what the overall plan is.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the go?
With Ocilio. Because there's still plenty of cards that we've not seen. Admittedly, we've not seen a lot of Majestics. We've gotten plenty of our commons and stuff like that.
Not in general.
But what Majestics have we got? We've got the heroes.
Some of the melds.
We've got Sigil of Brilliance. We've got Null/Shock. We've got Felling of the Crown, Channel the Millennium Tree, Seeds of Tomorrow.
We've gotten some, not here.
Scrolling down, Channel Lightning Valley.
That's the only
not much at all
so far.
We've not got any just flat Runeblade ones. We've got no flat Wizard ones so far.
Yeah, there's still definitely more on the way.
There's gotta be. We've got no generic Majestics so far.
Yeah.
I think we've seen a lot of the expansion stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen all of it though. I can't quite. 2, 4, 3. Yeah, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 7, 2, 4, 8, 2, 4, 5, 2, 5, 1. So, alright, so we're missing at least 2, and then 2, 5, 3. So we're missing 3 more expansion slot cards.
Yeah.
There's still 3 more expansion slot cards. And look, all I need to do is show placeholders. We still haven't seen our Fabled. We've not seen 10, 17, 28, 32, 34.
Yeah.
58 through 60, 71. There's still a lot to come. There's still a good chunk of things to come, and I do think that there will be a lot of Majestics to talk about. I do think there will be a lot of good things to talk about, but I do have to admit I am scared of one thing.
Mm.
There is a space lined up for 2 Majestic/Legendary equipments. And I am worried that we are going to get yet another Crown of Providence or Crown of Dominion or anything like that. I don't want another big, scary, generic headpiece. Yeah. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the big, scary, generic headpieces. I'm very, very tired of things relying on a big, scary, generic headpiece. Yeah. And then someone pulls one and everyone goes, oh, I'll buy it off you for this much, I'll buy it off you for this much, I'll buy it off you for this much.
Yeah.
Because I've seen so many instances of people pulling a Crown of Providence in cold foil and then immediately getting swarmed by people going, I'll buy it off you for this, I'll buy it off you for this, I'll buy it off you for this.
Need it, yeah.
Well, nearly anyone needs it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like Findals.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If there is no other option, you run it.
Yeah.
If you don't have something else, you run it. The only reason my Olympia doesn't run it is because there's Prize Gala. The only reason Reinhardt doesn't run it is because he has Scowling.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you just sit there and just go, it might be worth running Crown of Providence. Yeah. I've had multiple occasions where I've sat there going, maybe Crown of Providence is better than Scowling here.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Cause like,
but either way.
Yeah, into some decks, Scowling the Intimidate just doesn't do anything.
Into some decks, it means nothing. Yeah. Into others, it's handy. Into some ninjas, it's handy. Into a pummel-heavy deck, it's handy. But sometimes you go into a Guardian and you sit there and go, cool, the Bravo dominated this attack instead of holding onto things to, throw the pummel.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoopee. Yeah. There's no in-between, really, with Scowling. It's either an absolute godsend or completely meaningless.
Yeah. But I think that's most of the spoilers and stuff.
Well, we've talked about the spoilers. We've talked about the massive ban announcement. Yeah. Good God, that hurt.
Yeah, that was a big one.
That really, really hurt.
Yeah.
Honestly, admittedly, I would not be entirely shocked if Art of War gets unbanned eventually. It's been a staple card for so long, I would not be shocked if it gets unbanned eventually.
If it is, it's long term though. I don't see it happening short term.
I don't see it happening anytime soon, unless Zen just disappears.
Well, the problem is they didn't just name Zen. Because
Oh no, they named Fi and they named like all the ninjas in general.
yeah. But oh well.
One thing I do want to point out is that for all the brute haters, you know who you are. Art of War being compared to Blood Rush.
Yeah.
The problem is that Art of Wars are generic. You cringe.
Yeah.
And also the fact that Art of War lets you turn around and choose what's getting banished.
Yeah.
If I have a dud in hand when I Blood Rush, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm being dumb if I do that.
Mm.
If you have a blue non-attack action in your hand when you Art of War, you can do whatever you want with that afterwards.
Yeah. Whereas it could kill a blood rush. Yeah.
Flat out kill a Blood Rush, yeah.
But it's crazy bands and whatnot.
Oh, absolutely massive bans.
I'm interested to see what it does to the meta, but I guess we'll have to wait till
Wait and see.
this one. Yeah, see what it actually does. Because I don't. It should affect week 3, I think. Actually, no, I don't think it will. Because it doesn't apply.
It comes into effect that comes into effect. Is it September 9th? I thought it was sooner than that.
Skirmish. Pretty much as soon as the skirmish and I think there's a calling going on. Finish.
Let me double check that one for you, Mimigo, because I'm not certain. September 9th, 2024. Okay, yeah, so I've got a little bit of time to try and fix Fi in that.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you know, bugger, Jesus.
Oh well.
And I just want to make another note of Bonds of Ancestry has also been restricted in Living Legend.
Yeah.
Like, it's apparently on par with bloody Awakening and fucking Crippling Crush, Hypothermia, Oak and Old, Starstruck, and Warmongers.
Yeah.
For the record, I don't understand why on earth Warmongers is restricted in LL and not restricted or anything anywhere else.
Yeah.
That kind of makes me sit.
But...
It makes me go, pardon?
Yeah.
Scusi? What?
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, there'll be some changes to some decks, sadly, which I don't want to have to make, but it is what it is.
What can you do?
Not much.
Yeah. But with that, we've got our... Shall we do a bit of a breakdown of our performance recently?
Well, we've got our weekly segment, which we can use to talk about for the last 2 weeks instead of just the last one right now.
Yeah.
So, in the last week, I brought Rhinar to a CC Armory night.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy to report Rhinar is still probably my strongest deck.
Yeah.
I went into 2 Kanos and a Victor, and I won every single match.
Yeah.
Admittedly,
yeah.
The Kanos are either 50-50 or me favoured, and Victor is heavily me favoured.
Yeah. But do you... You mentioned the other day though that your Rhino was having issues with variance, wasn't it? Like not being consistent.
I did mention that. I mentioned that literally the day before, I believe.
Day after, I thought, because you went to the armory.
Day after, one of the two.
You were having issues after the armory, yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, that seems to be a consistent problem though. Is that at an armory event, Rhinar gives me the hand that I need. It's good. Yeah. Life is good. And then I go into just a standard like kitchen table game, and I sit there and I just go, "Hey,
yeah.
Why are all 3 blood rushes put together?
Yeah, what happened? Yeah.
What happened here?"
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that happens.
Yeah.
You know, that happens at times. You can't really get too angry about it.
Yeah. But I was gonna say I went to the same armory. I was on max nitro, my nitro mech build. That one, I did okay.
Didn't go too phenomenally for you.
Oh, I don't remember who my first match was.
Your first match was into Victor. A Victor. Yes, that was our good mates Victor actually.
Yeah. Nitro mech way too early when I saw the opportunity. I know where I stuffed up on that one.
Oh yeah, you basically nitro mech when you're both at like super low health. And you want to hold out.
Into Victor, I have to have a high octane or it means nothing.
Yeah.
But
he just turns around and he goes, "Oh, overpower."
Block card.
Okay. I'll drop a normal card and a trounce.
Yeah.
Flash with me, buddy boy.
I won my second match, because there's only 3 matches at night. And the third one I went into Kano, which normally I'm okay. And then they had turn 0. They set up, I think, an energy pot. And then on my turn, which was my very first turn, they took me down to like 3 health. So
You're pretty cooked at that stage.
yeah, they had a goddamn good hand.
That happens going into Kano, though.
Yeah. Oh well.
My Tuesday night armory event, which we didn't always go to, I brought, you would have thought, oh, he surely would have played Dash, giving her one her last hurrah. No, I gave her an early retirement.
Yeah.
I played Olympia.
Yeah.
I had 2 wins and 2 losses. It was a big night for once, 15 people there for the night.
Yeah.
I didn't do phenomenally. I didn't do really good. I've not had any notable pulls this week either. I did get my hands on, through purchase, finally another legendary, Grasp of the Arknight.
Yippee.
Which I get the feeling Florian is going to love.
Yeah.
Pay to get 2 rune chance? Oh boy, howdy.
Yeah. I into that same armory, was unsure who I should bring, because I didn't think Gazelle was ready, but I got talked into it, and she was not ready. She got...
You've got way too few buffs in your deck. You have so many arrows. I think your little guardian brain goes, oh no, 2 blocks, they're not allowed.
What are you on about? I had the opposite problem.
Every match I saw, you just couldn't buff your arrows.
Was it? Most of the time, because I was getting on the back foot and then defending, I'd get a hand of full buffers and then go, well, guess I'm not shooting this turn.
I saw the other issue. I saw you have just hand after hand of just arrows.
Truthfully, I've got no idea what you're talking about. I've never had an issue with that.
That's what I was just, as I was watching over your shoulder, you just, it didn't seem to matter how you played, you just had way too many arrows there.
Yeah.
That seemed to me.
Kind of the opposite, but I have gotten
maybe we're both tweaking.
Yeah, I have gotten some pulls recently. I had a Cold Foil Spirit of Arena from a Dynasty box.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, out of a few packs of, what is it, Dust Till Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn.
Extended Art, Cold Foil Dyadic Carapace.
Which you cannot complain about.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with Aurora. Wanting to build Aurora. That's certainly going to help. And then, not necessarily pulls, but I've gotten some nice cards promo-wise, because we did have the skirmish, which sadly Bass was unable to attend.
Oh, but someone's got some bragging rights.
Yeah. I ended up going to a skirmish with Bravo, in week 2, and I went mostly for the participation promo, and my stretch goal was a Cold Foil Channel Heroic, because it's Bravo, he's not exactly the meta, and I left with a Blaze Firemind and some added points to Bravo's LL total, because I managed to win that armory. Admittedly, I'll admit off the bat, not armory, skirmish. I'll admit off the bat.
I'm very proud of Zach.
Yeah, admit off the bat, not a massive skirmish. It wasn't a massive win. I didn't fight through hordes of people.
I think it was 8 players, wasn't it?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, it wasn't a big one.
Sadly, only 8 players at the skirmish.
Yeah.
But you did go against our good friend Matt, who is up there on the leaderboards. Brought a pre-bans, pre-restricted Zen.
Yeah. Which that one was a good match because he had turn 0, dealt a little bit of damage, but threw only like 2 attacks. I learned later it's because he had an Art of War in hand that he arsenaled, literally turned 0. But I just came out swinging after that. First turn was 3 blues and a Starstruck. Swung that, followed by a non-dominate Spinal, arsenaling a Pummel. Next hand was a Zealous, 3 blues, admittedly one of them with higher base than Zealous. I was like, and I had brought Millers and Steelbraid into this because I wanted the equipment buff for the big turn. I was planning to hopefully wait out the big turn. And then I saw that and I'm like, oh shoot, I am cooked. But by this point, he'd taken both hits, even the Spinal Crush that wasn't Dominate. Because I learned later, he had pulled his second Art of War. And at this point he was pretty low. Did some blocks, had to discard because I pummeled the Zealous. Miller's, at that point, it was already looking solid. He had a Zen State token from Kasaya. Then Dominate Crippling Crush, because Crippling Crush 3 blues could not complain about that. It did not kill him, actually, but he had to double defensive Art of War, which I won't complain about.
Which... Oof.
Yeah. And then he was down to 1 at that point. He had some cards in hand admittedly, but not enough to kill. Not without equipment or anything. And I still have all my equipment block. As a Guardian, I've got heaps. And at that point, it was just anything dominant. It was game. But, yeah, I had a first match of Inset, which admittedly, that one I didn't fatigue or anything. That one was a steamroll.
You've told me. It was basically just, hey. Big crunch, big crunch, big crunch. I win!
Yeah, dominate Crypt Crush, dominate Starstruck, dominate something else. It was just whack, whack, whack.
Game.
Yeah. And then ironically enough, depending on how you define it, probably one of my harder matches in that skirmish being a Redline Dromai, actually. Because in reality, Zen was probably the harder matchup. It didn't look like it because I ended on like 10 health and still had equipment block. But the thing is, with both Art of Wars that early, if I had to slow down for a turn, I was done.
Oh, if you didn't present some form of disruption and tomfoolery, you died.
Yeah, exactly. So it was probably the harder match. But Dromai would definitely look like the harder one, because that one... originally it was a bit of a slugging match. But we were both getting lower than I wanted to be. But no, I ended up having to fatigue him out of deck entirely.
Yeah.
And then just essentially popping any dragons he did throw. Because, yeah, when I sit down against the Dromai, I know that Redline usually doesn't have many dragons. But I wasn't ready for goddamn Ravrab, Blaze Headlong, like Enlightened Strike for 7.
Yeah. I reckon I've played against the bloke that you're talking about. His Dromai is a little bit different for Blitz, but pretty goddamn effective.
Yeah, because I was going to say, Guardians don't actually fare too well into Redline Dromai, because...
No, Brute does really well, but Guardian does not.
Yeah, you can both pop and present pretty much big damage as well. But
yeah.
I'm certainly not complaining. It does mean I'll build a Blaze. I don't have Stormies, sadly, but I am going to...
I'm sure you can steal some or something.
Yeah. But I'm definitely going to try and build a Blaze now that I've actually got her.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I'm very thrilled about that. Honestly, I've said this before, the bit I'm more thrilled about isn't having Blaze Firemind, it's goddamn being on the Bravo Roll of Honor when he gets banned.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bit of a... whatchamacallit? I'm very happy.
That's a bit of a point of pride for you.
Yeah. Yeah, admittedly,
I think that's a very fair thing to be excited about, admittedly.
Yeah, not the biggest event by any means. It's not like I fought through hordes of people at this skirmish.
No.
But, I'm still pretty proud of it. Especially...
Oh, I'm super proud of you.
Yeah, especially after my last competitive event.
Oh, the Pro Quest, yeah.
Wooden Spoon in Pro Quest first in skirmish, yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing, bruv?
Look, I'm just really big fan of Blitz, okay?
I mean, Bravo's pretty damn good in Blitz sometimes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's not...
Turning around and going, hey, here's half your health with Dominate on it.
Yeah, and a non-hit, yeah. He's not... I wouldn't
pretty,
say he's
pretty
meta,
good.
But he's pretty solid.
He's up there.
Yeah, more so than he is in CC, but...
Yeah.
Oh, well. But
sadly, I think that's all we've got to talk about this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we've had some pretty good pulls, some pretty good, events and stuff. The bans, the spoilers.
The bans hurt, man. They hurt so bad.
Yeah, because you've got your main 4 decks, and I think at the second 3 of them are gonna be out of commission, aren't they?
Dash is banned, Olympia has Cash in, and Fire has Art of War and Tome of Firebrand in it.
Yeah. So
I gotta make some heavy changes.
All you've got left is Rhino.
I mean, I could try and hunt down some Tomes of Imperial Flame or something for Fi, but...
For that, it doesn't have Gogan, I don't think. You need action point generation.
You certain about that?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's why it stayed.
In that case, then so would have Tome of Findle.
No, it does a Gogan. No, I'm wrong.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty certain it does, because that's like the whole appeal around it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Works.
And then,
It's admittedly it works super good with flame scale.
yes, 100%.
So I can see myself trying to get some.
Yeah, the only thing is
They're
you have to run Royal
they're not the
Flush.
cheapest thing. Yeah, I'd have to try and get a Crown of Dominion as well.
Yeah, but it's an option.
It is an option.
Oh well.
At the end of the day, it means I just open more bright lights, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, true.
To think another card that I had and then sold.
Yeah.
I had a foil one and I sold it.
Yeah, I had one at one point as well, but I think I traded it away for a not Tectonic, Teclo Foundry.
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Although, to be quite honest with you, that means you were very much on the downside of that deal.
I'm okay with that.
You shouldn't be.
Damn.
Anyway, I think that's all we've got time for today.
Yeah. Been fun. I think that's most everything covered. If you enjoyed the podcast, please make sure to follow or subscribe, depending on what platform you're listening on. Be massively appreciated. And also, we've been doing some more short form stuff on both TikTok and YouTube, as well as got some plans to do some longer stuff on YouTube still, but that's kind of in the works at the second. Still working out what we wanted.
Sadly, those sort of things are not the easiest. I can say we are planning on, when PAX comes out, we're planning on having a bit of a longer form video from that.
Yes, that'll be exciting because Flesh and Blood's officially going to be there. We talked about that last time, but I'm very excited for that, especially because I was looking at it. They haven't announced anything for PAX Australia, but PAX West in the US just finished, and they were at PAX West as well.
Yeah.
And they had Learn to Play events there, as well as...
Surely they got more.
As well, with like the Ira decks, I mean. But they also had I don't think... They didn't have anything crazy competitive like ProQuest Pluses, sadly. But they did have Super Armories there, and exclusive promos. And
that's pretty neat.
While it was still technically summer, I think, Blaze Firemind was offered there. And there was merch.
Well, I'll be getting merch then.
Yeah.
If there's merch here, I'm grabbing some.
Yeah. I'm hoping there's definitely some stuff like that, but...
Praying for some merch, honestly. Flesh and Blood is by far one of my favourite hobbies ever, admittedly.
Yeah,
I'm praying for some merch.
I don't have any official Flesh and Blood merch that isn't like, the cards.
I have some posters. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got the armory posters, but...
Yeah, that's all I've got.
Oh.
But that's been the WARTABLE podcast. I'm Bass.
I'm Zach.
And thank you for listening.
Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.
Bye.